Hey everybody, welcome back. It's been a while. Thank you for sticking around in our absence. Um, we are leaving Europe. Okay, we're leaving, and we're going to be gone for a couple years. We'll probably come back in around 2028. Is this the end of slow travel for Warren and Julie? What is happening? And in case the title of the video didn't give it away, we're going to Ecuador.
Yay!
So let's jump into this. We did announce several months ago
March.
that we were going to be continent hopping, and we have our home in Montenegro that is currently fully booked until the 20 October 2026. That we're holding on to our home in Montenegro. We intend to come back to Europe probably in 2028. Um, and we are going to change things up. We've been slow traveling for 5.5 years now, and I've been to about 50 countries. Julie, I think about 48 at this point. Our dogs, respectively, I think are 30 countries and 29. And we started off our adventures in slow travel in March of 2020. And so if you think you're having deja vu because we're going to Ecuador, yes, we went to Ecuador in March of 2020, the start of the pandemic. We were like the last people allowed inside the country of Ecuador when they shut the borders down on March 15th.
We sure were.
And went straight to a time to be quarantined.
15 days.
But I don't think we would change anything at this point from that experience because we made some of the best friends, so many great people there in Cuenca, Ecuador, in the expat community, and what we would call the class of 2020, where none of us knew anybody. We kind of got together, made some really good bonds, and I'm looking forward to going back to seeing those folks from the class of 2020 there in Cuenca, Ecuador, the expat class. But we made so many good friends.
And he wants to play pickleball.
Yeah, so pickleball is a thing now, which wasn't around, of course, during COVID. So I'm going to be a force on the pickleball courts. Hopefully, they're in Cuenca, Ecuador. So if somebody needs a partner, hit me up. Let you know, you'll have to teach me how to play. But I will become a force to be reckoned with. But that's beside the point. But there's a great expat community in Cuenca, Ecuador, and that's kind of what drew us there. Before we ever started our slow travels, and if you followed us, we planned this for like a decade. We did a lot of article reading, different things, and why did we go to Ecuador to start with? Well, there was a couple of YouTubers that lived there called A1MillionJP, and we watched some of their videos initially. We don't really watch many YouTubers anymore. We just don't have time with our own things going on. But we watched some of their videos from like 2019, and that kind of gave us some ideas of what Ecuador might be like. And this was going to be a place where we were going to go for our first stop for slow travel as we worked our way around South America. So it was going to be like a 3 to 6 month stop because we could do an extension, and we were going to travel with our two small dogs, jump by plane to country. And so we thought we knew what we were getting into, not knowing that COVID was going to come. And we actually had a chance to meet A1MillionJP, and as we were leaving in January of 2021, we told them about our slow travel adventures, but they also are currently slow traveling now. So they're doing their own things as they travel around. And if they're watching today, we really haven't been following them, but I know that they're out there jumping around doing slow travel now. I actually intentionally don't watch other YouTubers. Not a combination. I don't have time, but I just don't want to also get caught into similar concepts with people unintentionally. So we just keep it fresh, do it our own way.
Yeah, we have our expat slow travel nomad network group on Facebook.
Well, this is part of the reason we haven't been getting videos done. So why have we not been getting more video content done while in our last days here? Well, first off, our last days, we're trying to savor our experiences. We are here in France currently. We were recently in Germany. We have our home in Montenegro, but we know we're coming down. We're winding out the clock, and we want to savor the time. So we haven't been doing a whole lot of video editing. And we've had a lot of visitors. We want to give them our undivided attention. That we don't want to be bad hosts, but Facebook, gosh, our Facebook community has boomed. We've got 30,000 members of our Facebook community, Expats Slow Travel Nomad Network by Warren and Julie. And so we do post there quite frequently. So if you'd like to join that, you'll have to answer a few questions to join. But we were a public group. We went private because we were getting infiltrated with so many spammers that it became a huge task for us to fight spam all the time and review comments. And so this really took up and sucked a lot of our time away from being able to focus on time on YouTube. So we went private. So you can join by answering a few questions, but we now have to manually review everybody and the answers, make sure we're trying to keep spammers out. And so that's been sucking up our time. So between savoring our last months of Europe and our Facebook group blowing up and becoming big.
And not to mention, you're a health insurance guru.
Oh
So
well, and I also get 4 or 5 fresh emails every day on needing international health insurance. Plus, I have follow up from other people, and some of these conversations go on 6, 8 different emails back and forth for people looking for international health insurance, which unintentionally has also been part of my life. When I retired as an insurance executive, wasn't planning on doing international health insurance, but here we are, about 400 of you guys. I've helped with your international health insurance. So if you need that, you can email me at warrenjulietravel@gmail.com or go to our website, warrenjulietravel.com, and look at the different carriers I have. And I'll be glad to try to make sure we get the right fit for you if we can find you a fit. But Ecuador, gosh, we got so many people that we can't wait to see back there because we were there for almost 10 months.
it's gonna feel like home.
Yeah,
I think it really is gonna feel like home.
and part of the reason we are picking Ecuador, yeah, it is going to feel like home again. We have a lot of friends there, Cuencanos and American expats or expats in the community there. I'm looking forward to seeing Tom and Sheila and their dog Dash, Paul and Ruth and their dogs Rafa and Brayla. Um, and then, our cat friends, Nadine and Marshall.
Oh, well, and not to mention our world traveler Kay.
Yeah, World Traveler K will be there. And then there's Claudia, Cheryl,
There's
Sandy,
Sarah.
Sarah Lee. Yeah, so I mean, too many to mention. But our Quincano friends, we got Natalie we're gonna look forward to seeing her. She's a great vet. We want to also get out to some of these rescues and see Jose out there at the dog rescue area and Grace, our attorney.
Yeah, we're first gonna need to see her.
Yeah. So we're gonna do residency. So I guess since we're talking about Grace, but also Carlos, my insurance buddy out there. So if you're looking for insurance just to get your residency in there with the IESS, I'll hook you up with Carlos, send me an email. But if you're looking for more robust coverage, and I'll help you out with that. But yeah, we got our residency attorney. We've done videos with her before. We're going to do a new video when we get back. But we are going to get residency. We haven't decided which one. We have a lot of different options available, and which one we do, I don't know yet.
But when we hit the ground running, we're actually going to be doing something we weren't expecting to do immediately, which is house hunting.
Mm-hmm.
And so if anybody knows of a great place with a fantastic green space, a nice big house, let us know.
Yeah, so we're kind of all over the board here because we're just kind of ad-libbing this as we go. But Julie brings up a point. When we do our move to Ecuador, we've always been doing our budget videos, telling you what we spend on things. We'll show you what some things cost. And we're going to still have our international network of people all over the globe that we are currently interviewing and doing things with to show you how to do residency somewhere and cost of living different places. But we're going to start, when we go to Ecuador, keeping things a little bit closer to the chest because we really don't have a budget that we have to stay in, and we just don't want to be judged. And we also want to have our privacy held a little bit closer as far as, where we live exactly. And so we're just going to, keep that a little bit closer to to ourselves. But yeah, we'll share a cost of living, so to speak, in these places. But our concept of slow travel, which if you're new to the channel, Slow travel is the concept of spending a 1 to 3 months in a location and moving on and getting to see what it really is like to experience a country and location and get to know people. Um, and when you fast travel, when you're vacation, you just don't get that. You see some highlights, you see some landmarks, you see some things and try to feel like you can get a little glimpse of history, but then you're boom, you're out. Julie and I have always struggled with finding a place that we can call home because we want to be omnipresent. We have got friends now globally, literally globally. We have a good network of friends in Montenegro. We have friends that are crisscrossing around Europe constantly that we're constantly getting together with. Of course, a lot of you viewers reach out to us. We get together with you guys. And there's a community in Ecuador that we've left behind years ago that we're looking forward to reestablishing those friendships and getting to meet new people there as well. But slow travel for us is going to change a bit because of the way residency is set
Structure.
up in Ecuador. So we know that we're going to be pretty much limited to about 45 days to adventure outside of Ecuador. But let's talk first about Ecuador. We had adventures in Ecuador. We climbed volcanoes. We did, if you've seen our videos, we climbed Cotopaxi up to 16,000 plus feet. For the audience in feet, and I'll put the meters here because now I'm having trouble translating that in my brain.
The Cajas.
We did the
Love the
Cajas, we've done
Cajas.
the Amazon, Window Cloud Force. We did all of this stuff during COVID while a lot of people were locked down.
Banos was dead.
Yes, we wore the tourism in places. So we're looking forward to going and re-adventuring in these places when there are no restrictions and when we can see everybody's smiling faces without a mask covering them. And we never got to get to Galapagos, so we want to go to Galapagos. So we have a lot of redos, and so we're going to still have a lot to do in Ecuador, and we're going to travel outside the country about 45 days a year, and we'll probably do 7 trips or 6 trips a year so we can go to Argentina. So we'll do like 6 or 7 day trips, and we'll go to Argentina, we'll go to Panama, we'll go to Colombia, we're going to be
Machu Picchu
we're going to
on
do
the
Peru.
list.
So we are going to maximize these trips about once every other month. We're going to try to do an international trip once we have the residency thing squared away. But we'll be doing trips inside the country quite often as well. And so we will give our dog some stability. So we have our dog Arya, who is too big to go in a cabin. So she becomes a logistical nightmare for us to do slow travel from country to country through South America, like we can in Europe, where we have the EU passport and we drove around the continent. Now we will be flying places. So when we go places, it will probably be just Julie and I.
Well, and let's go back and just talk about the fact we're going to do a video on telling you how we got from Europe to Ecuador and what it takes, the logistics involved with these
No, I thought we were going to
dogs.
tell them in this video. But so anyway, so I guess we won't tell you in this video, so you have to stick around. But we had to go buy a new airline carrier because we've been driving around Europe and not having to put Arya under a plane. So this will be a little bit of a logistical nightmare. But we're flying first class from Madrid to Quito, and then our friend driver is going to be picking us up to take us to Cuenca, Ecuador, um, and it will be it's going to be a quite an adventure. But we have a lot of luggage as we continent hop. So we're taking our car Abby down to Madrid, where one of our friends is basically going to buy our Bulgarian corporation and take over our only asset in that corporation, which is the car. And then he's going to drive that back to Montenegro. So when we go back to Montenegro at some point, we'll see Abby again. Because I know some of you are going to say, well, what about your car? We did talk about this in previous videos, but I know you guys haven't watched all 380 of our videos. So there's mysteries to just some of this for some of you. But hopefully you're going to subscribe and follow along if you are not already. And we're going to refocus our time in Ecuador. So we're not going to be like doing like Amelia and JP did in the past, but we will have more Ecuador content because we'll be in Ecuador. But we are going to talk about some of the places we're going to be fast traveling from Ecuador. And we have our network of attorneys around the globe that we talk to for residency. So we'll be giving you constant updates. We have friends from around the globe that will be giving us feedback and content about where they are, what they're doing, and their cost of living in various countries, from places in the Pacific to all around Europe. And if you want to be one of those content creators for us, you know, email us at warrenjulietravel@gmail.com, and we'll see what you can provide as far as content, and we'll see what we can do. But also our realtors, we have a realtor contacts. If you want a home in Montenegro, we've got strong contacts there.
Albania.
But yeah, we've got so many loose ends we're leaving in Europe. It's so hard to leave, and that's I'm in a bit of a phase here of I'm sad to be leaving Europe.
Bittersweet.
Yes,
Bittersweet.
it's like, okay, what did it, there's part of me saying, what am I doing? I'm leaving this
Idyllic.
this fairy tale world in my brain. But then again, I want to go and experience things that I haven't experienced yet. And while I've experienced Ecuador, I have not experienced a free Ecuador.
Well, and we also have to realize we're not getting any younger,
No.
even though we want to be getting younger. And so, going to Machu Picchu, going to some of these places that are going to require able-bodied
That's the
movement.
reason I'm going to the gym and playing pickleball.
Yes.
But I mean, when we retired at 51 and 45, and now we're 57 and 50. So, it's a
always likes to tell my age.
yeah, it's because I did okay, didn't I, guys? So anyhow, we have a lot to experience around the globe, and so we have a hard time being locked down in one place. And while we say we're going to be in Ecuador for a little over 2 years, we reserve the right to say after 6 months it's time for us to go, or 2.5, 3 years if we're still there. Don't be surprised. But so for the first part of this residency process, we'll be there for the 90-day tourism part. Then we'll have an extension part that we can do, but we'll see how the whole process goes for getting residency. Then we will have 45 days a year that we can travel abroad. If we decide that we wanted to continue on a residency beyond that, it would be like 90 days we could travel each year for the next couple of years, and then eventually it's like you can be gone all the time at some point. But we'll just have to see how that goes. We may decide that we want to go back to Montenegro and do some stuff with residency there and in Europe before the accession of Montenegro to the EU. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that we have constantly just floating around our brains, because we talk to so many people and so many experts, and we've tried to look at the globe as a big adventure, but it's also a big chessboard that we have to figure out how the pieces fit so we can do the things we want to do and travel the way we want to travel and be where we want to be. And we want to be everywhere, and that's the problem. And if it wasn't for the dogs, we probably would travel to Asia and do more things over there. But at some point, it might be a few years down the road, or we might might decide to do that from South America and do a longer stint with leaving somebody with the dog sitting, so we can go to Asia. But bringing the dogs to Asia and
another logistical nightmare.
Just so much with shots and quarantines potentially, and Arya, if she was small, like our initial dog Gracie, when we retired with 2 Chihuahuas, would be a whole different story. But she's too big to go in a cabin. So anyhow, I hope this kind of ties up some loose ends, like where's Warren and Julie, and where are we going? Why are we leaving? And what's bringing us to Ecuador?
If you're going to be in Ecuador, let us know.
Yeah, and we don't want to be bombarded by realtors, but we're looking for approximately at least a 3-bedroom, has to have a yard, and we're looking for a house, not an apartment. And we'd like to be within 20 minutes of walking distance to the pickleball courts. So that's kind of like the circle that we're trying to draw. And we're familiar with a lot of these neighborhoods since we've lived there, so we'll be happy with that. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, that we answered some questions. And if you're thinking about traveling the world, that you're going to follow along, join our Facebook group, and hopefully learn some lessons on how you can go places and stay there. So until next time, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Ciao.